So yeah, I don't know if there is anybody. I suppose we probably just start.
Okay.
I don't know. Hey, if there is anybody there, welcome, I guess.
I'm Tenzin.
I'm Darren. That was really loud.
Okay, so today we thought we'd do Never Have I Ever, just play a game. We're in quarantine at the moment. We went on a beach vacation to Sanya,
Yeah.
and then Sanya went into lockdown, like hard lockdown, and we were stranded there, and we didn't even get to go to the beach. And then they chartered some flights out, because obviously all flights were cancelled in and out, and the government chartered some flights back to our home cities, and we were lucky enough to get a flight back to Hangzhou,
Yeah.
but we have to quarantine in a hotel for 7 days, and then maybe probably at home for another 3 days. Yeah.
This is our first time doing this kind of thing, so we're obviously pretty nervous and just learning the ropes.
It's our first time in quarantine, but
Yes.
it's also our first time live streaming.
Yeah, multiple firsts. Just let us, if there's anybody watching, you could just interact with us and let us know that you're watching by the comments, so we can see, and maybe just put where you're from or where you are, and if you've ever been to China, and let us know that, and we can engage with you guys as well, to try make this as comfortable as possible for everyone. So yeah, we went to, like Tanzan was saying, we went to Sanya on holiday. We've lived in China for nearly 7 years, and it's been a strange but really amazing journey so far. We're gonna play a game, maybe not straight away, but a bit later on. Never Have I, and then you guys can ask us some questions about China or life here in the comments, then we're just gonna have fun and share about things here.
Yeah. So the reason why we decided to do it was because we are in quarantine and we're pretty bored, and we're trying to keep ourselves entertained, and we've never done this, so we thought that, why not? We have nothing better to do. Also, because we were planning on going on a beach vacation, we thought we'd maybe get some day drinking in. So like at the beach, or at the pool. So we bought some Mandarin vodka.
Yeah.
And for me it was quite pricey. So when we came, because it's also a tourist city, so everything is marked up. And then when we came back,
yeah, I mean, we're trying to make the best of it. This is our first time ever actually being in quarantine.
Believe it or not.
Well, we were in quarantine at the start of COVID, but not really. We were home quarantine.
It was home quarantine.
So yeah, life is strange.
And also things happen so quickly. So when we were on holiday, we only had 2 days of holiday, and then 5 people get COVID in the city. And it sounds crazy because to the rest of the world, 5 cases of COVID is nothing.
Yeah.
1,000 cases of COVID is nothing. So it goes from 5 cases and then 30 cases, and then it's just complete lockdown, and it happened overnight.
Yeah. So we're first time hotel quarantining, and it was because of Sanya. And then basically what happened is the government chartered a flight for those stuck in Sanya to cities around China.
Like your home city.
Yeah, your home city or where you're working. So we got one the day before. No, was it yesterday?
The day before yesterday.
The day before yesterday.
All the days seem the same.
Yes.
I literally don't know what day it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we flew here and literally stepped off the plane and
we're like screamed at by
Yeah.
people in hazmat suits. Get on the bus quickly! And we were like, what is happening? We weren't even allowed in the airport. And then like there was like a convoy of buses that brought us to this hotel. We didn't know where we were going.
Yeah.
And they brought us to this hotel, which is just super grimy. Like they care very much about COVID, but not hygiene at all. Like it. So
Yeah.
because I'm vegan, they were like, we're not going to give you food, because they obviously provide meals and they leave it outside the door and everything. But I have dietary requirements, so they were like, you can order your own stuff, like we can't be bothered with you. And I was like, yes, because I thought I was just going to be eating steamed rice for 7 days. So because of that, I ordered like some sugar. I'm also diabetic, so I ordered some sugar-free drinks. And like I said, we have the vodka from our beach holiday. And I'm just gonna like throw some stuff together to try and make us a drink. So this is the
Vodka.
vodka.
Yeah. And I suppose like being in lockdown, in the hotel lockdown,
That looks a lot, but anyway.
it's getting food here. Just sometimes even at home can be a bit difficult depending on where you live. Like if you live in Shanghai or Shenzhen or Beijing or one of the bigger cities, the more foreign used to foreigners cities, there's a lot of Western influence in some of the food and restaurants there. Maybe not influence, but there's a lot of foreigners there, so they cater to that. So there will be vegan restaurants and all the different dietary requirements. But here in Hangzhou, which it is actually a large city, that kind of thing is a little bit more difficult to come by. And our quarantine hotel is like in the middle of nowhere, just outskirts of Hangzhou. So the restaurants around us are not, there aren't many.
Because it's Mandarin vodka, I have some fruit that I ordered. So I'm just going to add like some peel to it, some of the skin.
That's smart.
Yeah, I thought so it can be like a little bit fancy.
So yeah, War Chariot, where are you in the world? If you're oopsie,
No.
That didn't work out.
No. Thank you.
You're welcome, love. If there's anybody else, let us know in the comments. Let us know where you're from and how's life on your side. Have you forgotten about COVID?
We have friends that are like in Indonesia, in the UK, in South Africa, in Spain, and everybody's like, the rest of the world is just carrying on. Like,
Yeah, like
everything is normal. This is the new normal. But China is not like that.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's just one of those things. I mean, they're doing their best to control it, and they have been doing pretty well. I mean, if you look at like overall since the start of COVID, the cases, I don't even think China's reached 1 million cases like in total. And that's pretty amazing for a country that has more than 1.5 billion people, and the cities are so condensed as it is. I mean, in Hangzhou we've got about 21 million people, and then in Shanghai there's like 28. Beijing is almost around about the same as Shanghai, and Guangzhou and Shenzhen. Those areas have a great deal of people, and you, like, just walking across the street, you are encountering literally thousands of people as you walk and as you go. So I think they're doing a really great job, but I think also sometimes it can be a overkill, like with these lockdown procedures and stuff. I mean, Tanz and I don't have COVID. We're just in quarantine because we were in an area that COVID took off. And I suppose, I mean, that makes sense. It's just we could have quarantined at home. That's in our opinion, at least. Actually not sure if this is working, because it says it's live and it's streaming. I'm not sure. Just trying to check if it is working, or could you guys let us know in the comment. Just comment where you're from and how's things.
I'm just adding some soda as well. Do you want a raspberry in yours?
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, if you have any questions about China, life here, what it's like to live here, please feel free to let us know. Hey, from Canada. Wow. We actually have friends that just moved to Canada. They were waiting for 9 years to move to Canada. Well, just for their visas to get approved and stuff, and obviously COVID played a big part in that. But yeah, I'm a fan of quite a few Canadian influencers on the photography side. Obviously, Peter McKinnon.
Added some raspberries.
How's things, Jean-Francois? We also worked with a guy, or a few people from Canada.
Yeah.
When we first got to China, they were really cool people.
They are really great people.
Living up to the stereotype that the rest of the world has, where Canadians are the most polite people.
They were all really polite and friendly.
Super friendly, really helpful.
Go. So what's the COVID situation like in Canada? There we go. I tried to make them like as close to, you know, the same amounts and everything.
Oh, that's really nice.
Is it?
Yes. I just wish it would be colder.
Yeah. Ooh.
But that's not your fault. It is.
Is it nice?
Oh, you're not a fan. You're not a fan. Bertie Kippens. Hey, Bertie.
Where are you from, Bertie?
It's got a flag there, but it's too small for me to see.
My eyesight's not very good either.
Sorry, the chat window is really tiny, so I can't see the flag. I think it's an African country. Senegal, maybe? Hey, Bertie. Yeah, thanks for joining.
Also, we got some food.
Yes.
So we were just going to eat and then play the game, and then you can play with us. So if there's anything that you have done, so we're playing Never Have I Ever. If there's anything that you have done, you can join in by commenting or telling us a little story. And if maybe you have some beach vacation day drinking alcohol, you can have a drink.
Guyana. Sorry, Birdie. Birdie's from Guyana. Hey, that's a very beautiful place. Isn't Elvie from Guyana?
No.
No, but she's from near there. Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab my pizza, my cheeseless pizza, which is soggy now.
Hey, John Ma. Thanks for joining. We're live from our quarantine hotel here in Hangzhou, China. So probably not a very common place to be live streaming from.
Yeah.
And my wife has just made, this is my wife Tanzan, just made us some drinks, which I enjoy, but Tanzan's not a fan.
Yeah, it tastes a bit like, I don't know, battery acid, if I knew what that tasted like. This is a bit soggy.
Yes, the box has got a bit hot. Bertie's asking, how's China treating us?
Good. I
Yeah.
mean, we're in quarantine now, so we're being treated like lepers.
Yes.
We don't have COVID, but we're being treated like we are. And here, I don't know how to say it, but like if you have COVID, you are an outcast. You get treated quite badly. I don't understand why.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, John Ma. I struggle to see the flags. They're really, really small in the chats, so I don't necessarily really know. I can't even make out all the colors in that. So I can't tell where you're from looking at that tiny picture of a flag. I really apologize for that. Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, even with you guys must have heard about the lockdown, the massive lockdown that they had in Shanghai, and I mean, we are ESL teachers, and we've been here for 7 years teaching, and our students, like as soon as the whole lockdown in Shanghai thing started, our students all of a sudden hated anything to do with Shanghai. So like if I would tease my students, say I'm going to go to Shanghai, or you're from Shanghai, they're like, no, Shanghai's so bad.
Or you talk about Disney, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's Disney. Kids love Disney. They're like, oh no, Shanghai's so bad. I don't want to go to Disney in Shanghai. So
Yeah. It's quite short-sighted, and I mean the same thing was with Wuhan when the outbreak started. Like if you're from Wuhan, or if you've been to Wuhan, then that's the worst thing ever. So yeah, that's John Moss from the Philippines. Okay, yeah,
cool.
it's awesome to
Nice.
have people from all over the
All
world.
over the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Thanks for joining. This is our first ever live stream, so we're pretty nervous, but actually really pumped that you guys are joining us, and it's not just us talking to ourselves at a camera. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. Thanks for joining. How's COVID in
your countries.
Guyana, Philippines, Canada? How's the situation? Like, are you guys is it over now? Are you just ignoring it? It doesn't exist, or it's just like the flu? We're from South Africa, so, and back home, from what our parents have told us and friends and what we see, it's
Life goes on.
Life goes on.
Yeah. I can't see that far.
Bertie says, hope you guys get to enjoy it over there. Just stay positive and be careful.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Bertie. Yeah, we're
sweet.
doing this to try to stay positive.
Yes.
In quarantine.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's
How long we've been quarantined? John was asking how long we've been quarantined.
Yesterday was our first day. We arrived the night before, like in the middle of the night, and yesterday counted as our first day. We will be in quarantine for 7, or hotel quarantine for 7 days, and then 3 days at home. Which we're actually excited about, because we have 3 little boys.
Yes.
I do not need an excuse to show people photos of my boys. So we have a dog, Barkley. He's a Boston Terrier. And now, because Darren always tells me to delete my photos, but I don't ever do it. So now I have millions of photos. But you probably can't see this, can you?
No, they can see.
And then we have 2 rats as well, and we miss them terribly, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So when we do get to go home, we'll get to spend 3 days of quality time with them.
Yeah, and on that, we wanting to be.
We shouldn't be drinking this because it's for the game.
Yes.
Like you're supposed to drink.
Yes.
If you also, I really would like to eat.
Okay.
Are there any more questions?
John Ma says that must be tough. Glad you're holding up well. Yeah, it is. I mean, we're doing the best. Well, making the best of it, and doing the live streaming and playing a game, and just trying to enjoy what we can. And we're also doing a lot of work.
Yes.
In the quarantine.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So I'm creative.
It reconnected. Okay. Hey guys, we're back. I hope. We're in Hangzhou. 7 我们在 Hangzhou. 现在我们在 Hangzhou. Yeah.
Can we say grace just super quick
Okay.
so I can eat?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this food to be before us. Bless it our bodies and our bodies to your service. In Jesus' name we ask. Amen.
Amen. I just need to take some insulin.
Bertie says COVID isn't that bad in Guyana. It's like a balance right now, but we're still being careful. That's smart. I mean, I think just also from our parents, I think they've told us that a lot of people aren't being smart, but they're doing their best to do. And I think just as a human being, that's probably the best mindset and mentality to have.
Just think about others.
Yeah,
as
just
well.
think about others before yourself, and like just take others into consideration. So that's really awesome that you guys are just balancing it and being careful. It's really cool, and taking others into consideration. John Ma came through the comments. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you saw that too. Yeah, we were just trying to let as many people know because
So what?
a comment that I made that we'll be live streaming. Yeah, and that if they want to ask questions or anything about China. So yeah, we're just trying to be smart, and now Tanzan is going to eat.
We'll eat and play.
Yeah.
Do you mind passing me some tissues
No
over
problem.
there? We got pizza. I don't know if you were here earlier. I'm a vegan, so my pizza doesn't have any cheese on, so everything's falling off of it because there's no cheese to stick it to the pizza.
That's one of the things, like living in China. I'm not sure if you guys want to ask like other questions about life in China or whatever, but we'll just share as the stream goes on. So it really is like a completely different world arriving in China from South Africa or any other country really, I think, outside of Asia, but probably even because I mean we have some friends from the Philippines and from Indonesia, and they even say that it's just
a huge culture shock.
A huge culture shock for them. So I mean, it really is. It's an amazing place. It's incredibly beautiful, and it's so vast, and there is so much. Like there's a complete range of things to do and places to see, and just different people. So yeah, it's. I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, who's that?
I'm going to find the questions quick.
Okay.
And then we can start. Okay, so never have I ever wished I was an animal.
Okay, wait. Let's just. Sorry. Okay, yeah, we're going to be playing Never Ever Ever. So John Ma asked, "Are you fluent in Chinese? Just curious. I want to learn Chinese too." So I'm not fluent in Chinese. I can speak just enough to get by. Tips.
His Chinese is pretty good.
Well, yeah, enough
He's
to.
just modest. My Chinese is terrible. Like, it's non-existent.
Tips is just try if there are any Chinese speakers near you or around you, just try speak as much as possible. We're language teachers, so the one thing that we know is the most important when learning languages is to just practice as much as possible, and try put yourself in situations where
uncomfortable situations, because you aren't in China, so learning Chinese will be difficult to practice, but that's the thing for me, is that Darren is a lot more confident than I am in everything, but he speaks to Chinese people in Chinese even if he makes mistakes, and it's just that because they'll correct you, so that way you learn. I am not like that. I can barely speak to strangers in my native language, which is English. So that I think is really important, is that you just get uncomfortable and you practice and you speak to as many people as you can.
Yeah, one of the things that like I try to live by is just understand that everybody has a beginning and everybody struggles, and like it can be the world's best. Like I am also a creator and I make stuff and photographer, like just involved in that creative design, or not creative design, just making things, and writing and whatever. And it's really difficult to know, like, oh, there are people that are amazing at it, and there's someone that's lived in China that's lived there for 6 months and they're fluent in Chinese. But it really is just, there's someone, everybody has started from the bottom, so it's just to get started. And that's the thing for me. I think that gives me a little bit of confidence, knowing that even Chinese people started from the bottom, like speaking their own language. Even people speaking English, you start from nowhere. Everybody starts from zero, and it's just as much time as you can put into it. There's also, if you want to follow us on or me on Instagram and on YouTube, we have friends that they teach Chinese and they post daily on like Chinese tips and stuff, so I can link that to you. Also on Instagram, sorry, I'll just give you their account. Their account on Instagram is Easy Peasy Chinesey. They're friends of ours, an American and a Chinese
Shout
woman.
out to Gracie and Antonio.
Yeah, shout out to Gracie and Antonio. You guys owe us for this. So yeah, Antonio studied Chinese when he got to China, so he's basically Chinese, and then Gracie is Chinese. So yeah, Easy Peasy Chinesey.
You came up with that name.
Yes, I came up with the name, so they also owe me for that. Let me just see if I can find the account for you. Yeah, that's the tips. Just try involve yourself.
So the first question was, have you ever wanted to be an animal? Is it?
Sorry, the Easy Peasy Chinesey. Like that. Where's my Alipay? There we go. Sorry if it's a little bit. EASY PEASY and CHINESEY. Thanks, John Mark. Okay, yeah, sorry, we're playing Never Have I Ever now, and if you guys want to join in, that would be pretty cool. So you guys can just comment.
Yeah.
And if you want
if you want to, any stories that you have. So, have you ever wished you were an animal? I mean, I have plenty. I did drink already for that.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, because you asked it earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't.
Have you?
Yes. Okay, so that's how the game works. If you have, then you drink. Have I ever wished that I was an animal? Yes.
Yes, all the time. Like when we go snorkeling, then I wish I was a fish.
Yes.
Jellyfish.
Why a jellyfish?
I don't know, because they're pretty. And they hurt people.
Have you ever wished you were a dog?
Probably not a dog, even though I love dogs. I wish to be a cat. I feel like cats have it good.
Yes. They.
Also, is there any way to stop this thing from closing so that I don't have to put in the code?
Once it's open, it shouldn't.
No, it keeps closing.
Okay, yes, I can.
Thanks.
I can do it for you.
Maybe it's because of the battery.
Maybe. Let me get rid of this chats thing here out the way. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys, have you ever wished you were an animal, and if so, what animal? Automatic lock unlock. Okay, should be fine now. I've wished that I was a fish. I'm not good at swimming. I have asthma, so when we go snorkeling, Tanzan is an excellent swimmer, so she's out there with the fish and the dolphins, literally swimming with dolphins, and I'm struggling.
I always I had this romantic idea. I can't read. I don't know what that says.
What kind of jellyfish?
I don't know. One from SpongeBob. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about jellyfish, so.
Yeah, me neither. Oh wait, there's a box jellyfish. I know that.
Oh.
And then that's all that I know.
But I always thought when we go on holiday, I had this romantic idea that Darren and I would go snorkeling together and look at all the coral reef and look at all the fish and it was not that. I was by myself all the time looking for Darren, who was clinging to a rock or the side of a boat, just hyperventilating. So I was like, see ya.
Yeah, you want to be an eagle. Ah, that's a very cool animal. Why? If so.
Just a bird,
Yeah.
I think would be, in general, pretty cool.
Also, you're John Ma you're from the Philippines. We've wanted to go to the Philippines for quite a while.
And then COVID.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to leave China since 2020.
Yes, yeah, we haven't been home or traveled outside of China.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is that you can leave, but you just can't come back.
Yes.
So it's safer just to not.
Yeah, not go. Which is a sore point for us because, we miss home or just miss family and friends back home, really. But yeah, if you want to be an eagle, that's a pretty cool animal.
It keeps locking.
Okay.
So maybe you should operate it.
Okay.
I'll ask the questions though. Oh, this is terrible. Have you ever driven drunk? I'm really not proud of this. This is one of my lowest points, but I have. Darren has
Only ever been drunk once in my life.
Yeah, so I have a past. Darren.
So do I. It's just a different boss.
Darren is a good boy. I feel like I'm not even asking you guys if you've ever driven drunk.
John Moss says he wants to fly. That's why he wants to be an eagle.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Have you ever slipped on a banana peel?
Have you?
No.
No. I feel like that's only a thing in cartoons.
Yes.
I don't really think.
So banana is how South Africans say banana, in case somebody was like, well, what? Slip on a what?
Oh, I see earlier Bertie said we have a cool energy, so we'll be okay. Oh, thanks, Bertie. I'm not sure if you're still watching. If you are, that would be, well, we appreciate it. And yeah, we're trying to be upbeat about it. Actually, I
Everything.
think, just trying to be upbeat about life. And
I can't have of that.
Yeah. So I've never slipped on a banana peel, and I don't
neither.
think that that's really a thing. So if you can attest to it being a thing, let us know.
Let us know.
I've stood on a banana peel before, and a really
never. I don't know why, but there are banana peels on the floor. I've never encountered a banana peel on the floor. I don't know why you stood on one.
Okay. Next.
Have you ever shared food with a pet? I mean,
John Ma has slipped on a banana peel.
No, you have not.
Okay. We're doing this drinking thing all wrong because we're just drinking and not.
No, I'm drinking. You're not listening.
Oh,
I'm drinking because I've shared food with my pet.
Oh, okay.
Also, so have you.
Yes, I know. So I'm drinking.
Do you share food with your pets? I mean, our pets are exceptionally healthy. Like, I don't give them pizza and that sort of stuff and fries or anything, chips. I give them carrots and fruit and that sort of stuff, but it is my food that I'm sharing.
He's right, you'll get by for sure. Thanks. And Tanzan is a qualified chef and has chefed in really amazing hotels and restaurants back home for over 10 years. Hello. So at home, Tanzan cooks and prepares food for us, and it's all.
I just got
plant-
shot in the face by a tomato.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's all plant-based or vegetables mostly,
Yes,
and
but I still share my food with
yes.
them.
And Barkley, our dog, actually even the rats, their names are Butter and Bean. They all absolutely love all the food that Tanzan loves.
Yes. So like Barkley, he's a Boston Terrier, if you weren't here earlier. And people always say that it's so weird because their dogs don't like this sort of thing, but like carrot and broccoli are his favorite things in the world. And the rats are the same. They like carrot and apple and that sort of stuff. But if I eat it, Barkley is like, that's my jam.
Yeah.
He loves everything.
Like you can ask him, does he want a treat, and like a doggy treat, and he won't be interested. But if you say the word broccoli,
He's like, what's that? Who's our baby?
that's Barkley. I don't know. Also carrot, broccoli and carrot are his favorites. Or actually anything you like. So yeah, and I've shared food with him, and yeah.
Have you ever told people that you don't fart? That's weird. Why would you? I mean, we're all human beings. Why would you say you don't fart? Like, that's humanly impossible.
Yeah.
Did you just drink? So you have told people
that
you
was
don't
absent-mindedly.
fart?
No, I've never.
That's a stupid thing to tell people.
Yeah.
Have any of you said? Have you told people you don't fart? Liar.
Yeah.
Have you ever danced on a bar table? Yes, I have. I told you I have a past.
I don't think I ever have.
I don't think you ever have either.
So okay, we'll just move on. Have you ever watched a movie alone? I feel like that's a pretty stupid one because I think every single
Plenty.
person.
No, there are people that
Who won't. Oh.
Like, people also won't go and eat at a restaurant alone
Why?
because it's awkward. I don't know, but I prefer doing things by myself.
Okay.
So I've watched plenty of movies by myself.
Yeah, I mean, also like, it's what you do to pass time. Suppose, like, if there's nothing else really to do. I don't know. It's still strange for me, but yes, plenty. Have you ever been stung by a bee?
I have. And that was the day that I found out that I was allergic to bees.
Have you only been stung once? Yeah.
You need to drink. You've been stung by a bee.
Yes, I've been stung by a bee. Also, growing up, lived on a farm, and we used to have beehives, natural, but also my stepdad had some installed or set up, and I used to love, I don't know, watching the bees. And then John Moss says here he has as well. I had been stung multiple times, and then just one day randomly I got stung, and then that was when all of a sudden, boom, you're allergic, and I got stung on my face. I love to be alone. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to be alone.
Same. The thing is, I'm exceptionally socially awkward, and people don't know it. I have nobody has ever said, "Oh, I can tell." Nobody has ever said that to me. And I'm also, I have like social anxiety, so I really like doing things, being alone and doing things by myself, even though people for some reason think I'm some kind of social butterfly. Although, like, we do socialize.
Yes, but also, I mean,
and then I have to like recover
you also
for like a week.
do things that socially awkward people, like this is something that a socially awkward person wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah.
Although I know it's because
I'll probably have to like sleep for the rest of quarantine after doing this. So.
Yeah. I'm also going to get my pizza on. I'm having pineapple on my pizza. Hopefully that doesn't offend anybody. But if you don't like pineapple on your pizza, you do you. I think it's delicious. What do you guys think?
Garbage.
I think it's really amazing.
Hot garbage.
It's like a little taste explosion of sweetness.
Although I can't
and a
really
bit
judge.
sour.
I don't eat cheese on my pizza anymore. And people are like, what is even the point then?
That's delicious.
Have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
Driven it yourself, or just even if someone's driving and you're on the back?
I think both is okay. I've ridden a motorcycle myself, and I've been on a motorcycle plenty times because my dad he owned Harley Davidsons and was part of a Harley Davidson club thing.
Yeah, he took me to work once. Nope, I like those. I like those.
Yeah, my dad's like a
He took me to work once on the back of the Harley,
biker. Yeah.
and it was fun and also terrifying. There, fruity and fresh. John Ma, you my guy. It's delicious. This is a little bit strange because it's a combination of two pizzas. So it's a combination of a pepperoni pizza and then a Hawaiian, and it's got a little bit of the creme fraiche from an Alba. So I suppose it's a bit of a strange combination.
This is so annoying. In China, you can get super weird pizzas. Like, I don't know if you know what durian is. There's someone from the Philippines. They will know what durian is. But it's like a yellow, creamy fruit that does not have a pleasant smell, like to the point where it's banned on public transport because it smells so bad. And like there are certain hotels that have signs that say you're not allowed to have durian in the hotel because of how bad it smells. But it's an acquired taste, and people who can get over the smell really love it.
Yeah.
In fact, eventually they even like the smell. When they
Yes.
smell it, they're like, ooh, girl. And you can get a durian pizza in China. You can get dragon fruit on a pizza in China. Like dragon
Peach.
fruit with corn
Yes, you get
sprinkled on top.
peach on a
Peach.
pizza is quite popular with mayonnaise.
Yes. So you can get quite weird pizzas in China. I've never had any of those.
No.
Never tried any of
No.
those.
We've tried a chocolate pizza from Domino's here in China. It was chocolate and Oreo like brownie on
Yeah.
top of a pizza with
And
condensed
back
milk.
home, we've had a Nutella pizza.
Not
No,
our
it's not
favourite.
really my jam. Although Nutella isn't really like. Please, I know that'll upset a lot of people, but I've just never been into Nutella. Biscoff, though, that's life.
Have you ever missed a flight?
Almost.
Nearly.
That was also the day that I realized that if I was being chased by a serial killer, I would die. He would catch me and I would die because I was running my heart out. I was going nowhere. I was also like, I was so tired. I was so done. I felt like I was having a heart attack, and we were just running for a flight. And I was like, Tanzan, you need to get fitter. This is not okay. But what happened was we landed in Jakarta, and we needed to catch a flight in another part of the airport.
Another terminal.
But we didn't know that Jakarta is like the biggest airport in the world, and that you have to take like a subway to get to the other part of the airport. So we didn't account for this in our like connecting flight to Bali. We didn't account for the time, and we had like an hour.
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half, I think.
And they were closing the gates, and we made it through. Darren was running. He had to take his. They still stopped us after we were like, they're gonna leave without us. It's like all dramatic. They were like, "Sir, please take off your belt." So Darren had to take off his belt. He then ran to the airplane, like holding his pants up. I was on the verge of tears because I was like, "If we miss our flight." Also, it's not the end of the world. We know that now, but I mean...
Although then we felt like it was going to be the end of the world. Also, they didn't want to let us on. Like at the check-in gate, we had now gone through the security and everything. I'm running, holding my pants up. And they didn't want to let us on. They're like, no, you've missed the flight. And then we were like, what? So then we were standing there. It must be a good experience.
It was scary at the time. But also the guy... like at the check-in counter, he was amazing, because he looked at it and he was like, guys, you're gonna miss this flight. And then he like looked around and he was just like, run. And he did everything else for us, and we ran. He was just like, run. And then they were cheering for us. Do you remember that? You have some mayonnaise in your beer.
Cream.
Yeah. Cream. Oh, it's the creme fraiche. So they were like cheering for us. The airport staff were like, run, you can do it. And I was just like dying.
Yeah. And they didn't want to let us on. And then the plane hostesses, one of them, came back up the gangway and was like, look, they can come.
Yeah, let them on.
So when we made it on, and we had a holiday in Bali. But yeah, that was very, very stressful.
It was a close call. We almost missed that flight. But I feel like being older and wiser, we probably just would have been like, look, it's not the end of the world if we miss the flight. No point in crying.
Yes. Or losing your pants.
Or losing your pants in public. Have you ever made up scenarios in your head? Literally all the time. All the time. Doesn't everybody do that?
We
make up scenarios in your mind?
Play how things are going to end, or what's going to happen in your thoughts. Have you finished your pizza?
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you.
Yes, I have. Also, I ate a pizza the day before yesterday.
In 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes. Actually, under 3 minutes. An entire pizza. So what happened was, because they were chartering the flights, the government was chartering flights out of Sanya because it was in lockdown. Everything was really short notice. So every day we would like apply, we'd have to tell them where we came from, where we're going, give our address. I do it too.
Yeah.
Make up scenarios in your mind. Yeah, I feel like it's people do that. So every day we had to apply to try and get a flight out of Sanya, and they would just like, be ready, just pack your bag and be ready. What does it say?
Keeps me from getting bored and also helps your brain to rest.
Yeah, maybe it prepares you a little bit. So then the day before yesterday, they were like, look, they told us a few days before, well, every day leading up to the day that we left, They were like, pack your bags and be ready. Be ready at a moment's notice. We can let you know that you need to get on the bus and go to the airport. And then that's what they did the day before yesterday. But we were only supposed to leave the hotel at like, I don't know, 3:30.
Yeah.
So we went and we quickly ordered food because everything in the airport is closed. So you can't get food or anything. And on the flights, you can't get food either. It's basically just an emergency flight. So I was like, let's go down to the hotel lobby and order some food. And then we ordered food and we walked into our hotel room to sit down and eat. And the phone rang and they were like, come, the bus is going to be here now. So I just folded that pizza right up and just ate that whole. I was like, I am not going to leave this pizza here. So I ate the entire pizza in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, I tried to eat mine and I did not succeed. But also I was sweating profusely and trying to
Gross.
wipe my face and clear up a little bit.
Gross.
So
also, Sanya is a tropical city, so it's like on a cool day, it's like 30 something degrees
yeah.
Celsius. Never have I ever broken a bone.
I have. But you've broken your...
I've
Is it
broken
nose?
my nose. I don't know if that counts. I've broken my nose 3 times. Does that count?
Yes, I think so. I mean,
Have
there's
you
bone.
ever broken a bone?
Yes, I broke my nose and ribs.
You broke your ribs.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, at least I think... Yeah, I did. Because yes. I can't remember very well, but...
Okay.
How...
Never have I ever cursed at my parents. I have never. I would never.
Yeah, maybe in my mind.
I mean, yes, we've all been teenagers, but no, I would not be alive today if I cursed at my parents.
We don't like to waste food. He's asking.
Oh, yes.
We
Oh,
don't like-
no. Absolutely not. Even when Darren messaged like our family group to tell my parents that like Tanzan just ate an entire pizza in 3 minutes, my dad was like, that's my girl, we don't waste food in this house. So yeah.
But also, I mean, it seems like eating a whole pizza
I
is a
have
lot.
some food still. Yeah.
Eating a whole pizza is a lot, but these pizzas are exceptionally thin, and
I feel like they're small.
yeah, they're not big. So, but yeah, we don't like to waste food. What was the last? Oh, broken a bone. Yes. Cursed at your parents. Have you ever recorded yourself singing?
Yes.
Yes.
It's horrible.
I write songs, and I'm a musician as well. I studied music in university, and I play guitar. So I write songs, and I'm a poet, so I write. And the only person that I have, like, to sing the way I write, like, I'm the only person that I have that can sing the songs as I imagine them or make them up. So I sing my songs. And I'm not the best singer. That's being generous, Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a really good musician and songwriter, but singing is not your strong point.
Yeah, I mean, I have some of my original songs up on this YouTube channel, so you can attest check it out and see for yourself. But yeah, I don't have the greatest singing voice, but I've recorded myself singing quite a bit. I think Tanzan has a beautiful voice, but she doesn't agree with me.
But I also feel like if Darren's singing is anything to go by, he's probably tone deaf, which is probably why he thinks my singing is good.
Just for anybody that's watching on Twitch, the Twitch chat is not coming through on the platform, so if you are sending Twitch chats and we don't respond to them, sorry about that. We can't see them. This is our first time, so I'm still getting used to how to run things. Me, John Moore, I'm curious of what people hear when I sing, so I recorded myself. That's the first time and also the last. Yeah, I have probably over 100 recordings of me singing like random song ideas or songs on my voice memos app, and none of them should be played for any audience. But also, I mean, I'm the only person that I have that can sing the songs that I write, so, well, not at the end, but like when I'm writing them. What are you eating there, my love?
So I have unhealthy obsession with tofu, and I really like these tofu skins. It's almost like noodles, but it's made from tofu, and there's some spicy cucumber and peanuts in here as well. It's like a tofu skin salad. Okay.
Yeah, with cucumber. Is that a lot of garlic?
There is a lot of garlic in here.
Followed a makeup tutorial. Have you ever followed a makeup tutorial?
No.
No, neither have I. I do my makeup
Yourself?
for myself.
Or I do your makeup for you.
Yes, on Halloween. Also, I don't wear makeup.
Can you come a little closer?
Okay.
Is that how I should move? There we go. I just see that light there.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever used Tinder?
No.
Yeah, not. I mean, we met naturally.
What's that?
Have you ever used Tinder?
Oh. I feel like a meeting on Tinder is also naturally.
Yeah, I suppose.
But we met in person.
I don't know why I drank. Just because I'm thirsty.
Maybe you shouldn't be drinking alcohol if you're thirsty.
Yeah, I'll get a bottle of
You
water
want
or
me
my
to get you
coconut
some
milk.
water?
I'll get some coconut milk. Left.
There's a little cup there.
Yes, please.
Tinder is a very popular way to
Tom met neighbor.
meet people in China. I
7
don't
days.
know about the rest of the world. I just know that a lot of our friends have met their partners on Tinder. I think it's also because here in China, like, you know, if you're a foreigner, you don't know a lot of people. It's all new to you. So it's a lot easier to meet people on Tinder if you come to a foreign country.
Yeah, or there's a Chinese version of it, Tan. Have you, John was asking, have you ever heard of tagine? Or tagine? If so, then can you tell me what kind of I've heard of isn't that a type of food? Unless he's talking about if there's an app named that.
But tagine is not spelled like that, the food.
Is it not? So John Ma, is that an app? Tajin. Oh, a drink.
It's not a drink, it's a spice.
Oh. Okay.
It's like the chili, I think it's like the chili lime spice that I...
Oh, we British. No, we're South African, but South Africa was colonized by the British, so we have a very similar accent. We speak similar sounding
although I
tones.
think a lot of people think we
maybe
sound
sometimes
like
flatter.
Australians. Yeah,
Yes.
it is a lot flatter than
Yes. But also, depending on where you're from in Britain, you could have, I mean, just depending where you're from in South Africa even, you can sound completely different. So, yeah. So, have you ever tried tagine, love?
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried it. I didn't even know it was a spice.
But I think it's like the chili lime spice that I'm obsessed with.
Okay. Maybe you should try see if you can get some on Taobao.
Mm.
There's a really cool, it's like eBay of China, but it's way bigger than eBay. It's called Taobao. It's a shopping site or app, and it is the best thing ever. You can literally find absolutely anything on Taobao. And we do, like, other than grocery shopping, everything else really pretty much comes from there, and you can find amazing deals. This iPad Tanzan bought me for my birthday for brand new for 3,000 RMB when it retailed actually at 12,000 RMB. So we got that on a Taobao deal. And is that me?
I don't know.
So yeah, Taobao is pretty amazing. I know that in
I don't think so. I think it's
Thailand
part of the peanut
and
butter.
Cambodia and other,
Oh,
like
it's
Vietnam.
skin. Sorry. It's peanut skin.
Okay. They have a version of Taobao. So yeah, Taobao is where we buy stuff. So you can look on Taobao. Tagine. You've got it saved, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been chased by the police? You have a pretty funny story.
So I have. When we first moved to China, we moved to a small town called Linxi, and in that town, there's not like in China there is the equivalent to Uber is called Didi.
Yes.
And there isn't that in this small town. So the way that you get around is you either walk or you have your own vehicle, which is usually an e-bike or a bicycle. And then also there are tuk-tuks, or some people call them tuk-tuks, which is like, what is a tuk-tuk like? It's like an e-bike, but it's enclosed.
A rickshaw?
It's almost like a rickshaw, but it's on an e-bike. So that's how we got around. And I was on my way to work. And I did not know, I genuinely did not know, because the whole town is full of these tuk-tuks. That's the way people get around. But they had changed the laws and they were illegal. So I was minding my own business on my way to work and sitting on a tuk-tuk, and the next minute there was, I actually didn't realize, I did see there was a traffic officer on the side of the road, but I didn't pay attention to it. And then the next minute the tuk-tuk just started speeding, and he then like went past my school. So I was like, no, stop, we're here, there's my and we drove past my school, and I was like, what is happening? And then I turned around and saw that the police were chasing us, and I was like, what is happening? I'm like, we've been in China, a new country, for like a few weeks, and the police are chasing us, and it was very scary for me. And then we turned into an alley, this dark alley, and the tuk-tuk driver just got out of the tuk-tuk and turned it over with me in, and I'm there, and he ran. And we're in this alley. It's like 6 o'clock at night, because we teach quite late in the evening on weekdays. So it's like 6 o'clock at night, it was already dark, and I'm in this alley. I have no idea where I am. This man just leaves his tuk-tuk, starts running away. And I'm like, oh my word, what is going to happen here? And I just left. Like, I left the tuk-tuk because I was like, if the police find me, I'm a foreigner. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is illegal. Like, I don't know what the tuk-tuk driver has done. So I just walked and eventually just found my way to school, like shaking and panicked. And then when I got there, I told them what happened. They were like, it's because tuk-tuks are illegal. So the traffic officer was trying to pull him over, and then he...
I was at work already, hey?
Yes.
Yeah, because you came into work flustered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flustered is an understatement.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever used your child as an excuse? So our child is Barkley, our dog, and the boys, the rats. And yes, so we need to drink.
If any of our friends are watching this,
Yes.
they're going to be like, knew it. But I mean, sometimes we go out, and it really is the truth. If we go out for dinner, and it's like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, Barkley hasn't been fed yet, because he gets fed before he goes to sleep so that he can go to sleep on a full stomach. It helps him so that he doesn't wake up in the middle of the night. So we feed him like when we get home, and I'm just like, look, we need to get home to Barkley. We need to feed him. We can't just leave him there for hours and let him eat at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So we have used him as an excuse, a valid excuse, I feel.
Yeah.
Also, we don't have any human
babies.
so
I've also used Barkley as an excuse to not go out. I've said, no, sorry, I can't. I've got to take Barkley to the spa or something. So, and it's also more along just because I've been really tight and I don't want to do anything. And I don't just want to say outright, no, I'm not interested. So, we've used him, or I've used him like that. Have you ever... Oh, I skipped one. Dozed off on the toilet. I have. The first time and only time I've ever been drunk, I was last year at this time actually. We were in Sanya and I went to the toilet and passed out, and 40 minutes later when I went back to the table, Tans was like, you fell asleep, didn't you? And I was like, yes, I think
because
so.
the thing is, Darren has never been drunk before, like in his life. He was 30 years old the first time that he got drunk, which is pretty amazing. And it was in the same place that they went into lockdown. We were on holiday there last year, and we were having cocktails, and which I made, and I may or may not have made them a bit strong. So he got drunk and he was like, I don't feel well. And I was like, you're drunk. And he was like, no, I'm not drunk. I just like feel lightheaded and like tired. And I'm like, that's drunk. You're drunk. And then he was like, no, I'm not. I've never been drunk before. Slurring his words, he said to me. And then he booked us a table at a really fancy restaurant that's like right up against this beautiful aquarium. And it's expensive to sit at the aquarium. You have to pay extra for those seats. And he booked this, and it's like supposed to be super romantic. Anyway, he wasn't feeling well, so he went to the toilet. I ate dinner by myself in this really romantic setting. And then when he came back and I had finished all the food, I was like, you fell asleep. And he was like, yes. And I was like, you're drunk, Darren. That's what drunk is.
Cheers, John Ma. Yeah. Hopefully see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching, John. Scale of it all podcast. Hi, I saw your comment in the way. Hey, Scale it all. Hello to whoever is behind the Scale of it all podcast. Glad you saw the comment and decided to join us. How's the situation with the banks withholding withdrawals? Is that true? Okay, you and Karkinos are asking about that, because Karkinos also asked, is your money in the bank safe? Hearing of bank runs. We've not experienced that. We have 3 Chinese bank accounts. Tanzan has one in ICBC, and then we have one joint in Bank of China, and then also a Bank of China credit card. And then we've also got Standard Chartered, which is actually a British or UK bank that have branches here in China. So we have those 3 bank accounts, and we keep money in all 3 accounts. And we haven't had that problem as of late, but we've had that when we went to Thailand, that our money just got frozen up and that we weren't allowed to access it at all. And then it was really difficult for us to get hold of and to also travel to pay for anything. And then it just ended up that they froze the account because we had made a payment overseas. So, but
They
we,
thought the card was stolen or something.
So we did manage to get it sorted out in the end. But yeah, the situation with the banks withholding withdrawals, is that true? I actually can't even say I've heard of that much. I know that there was a problem with banks, I think it was in Chongqing or near Chongqing. No, actually it wasn't. It was a smaller city where they would turn your health code red because you were trying to withdraw money from the bank. But I just read that and I don't know much other than that about it. But we also have Alipay, which is not really even a bank, although they do have their own bank. But it's a finance app that basically runs, like, that's everything you need in China is Alipay. Alipay and WeChat and you'll be fine. And we also keep money on Alipay, and that's kind of like, it's not in a bank. It does link to bank accounts, so you can do it that way. But Alipay we've loved Alipay from the moment we got here, or I have. I know Tanzan does too, but I use it regularly for the both of us. What did you guys hear about the withdrawals? Like,
That's what I'm curious to
Yeah.
know. What did you hear?
I can say that just dealing with banks here as a foreigner is not the most pleasant experience. And I mean, I understand we're guests in this country, so, and like foreigners, expats living in any other country that isn't their own, we don't necessarily have exactly the same rights as locals. But I do feel like a bank is like you catering to all humans, and I've been treated pretty badly in some banks here, and I've been given opposite or I can't think of the word now, confusing information or different information from different
They're
parties.
just like, we can't help you, you're a foreigner, we only deal with Chinese people.
Yeah.
Also, you're an international bank. That's false. And the internet, or their websites will say exactly what the requirements are for a foreigner to open a bank account or withdraw a large amount of money or whatever it is. And it's the usual things like a passport, and you have to fill in some document. And then we go there and they're literally like, there's nothing we can do. And we're like, but it's on your website. And then they'll tell us, no, the website is wrong. We can't do that for foreigners.
Yeah. Or they'll tell you, no, not this branch, you got to go to the other branch.
To another branch.
And then that branch will tell you, no, not this branch, you got to go back to that branch. So that's frustrating. But I mean, eventually, like, if you're persistent, and you have to be quite persistent, it can get done.
With a baby spoon.
Yeah, there's a big spoon. So yeah, I mean, finance in China pretty much is Alipay, and then we get our salaries into our bank accounts through our Alipay or WeChat.
And we've never had a problem.
And we've never had a problem really, other than that Thailand one. That's how's the situation with the banks. Okay, yeah, we're going to carry on with Never Have I Ever. So if you guys, apparently China is withholding cash withdrawals to some of its citizens to prop up the ailing real estate market. I also want your insights on that. I watched a few days ago. I'll try to send you a link. I actually haven't even heard of the ailing real estate market. I also feel I want to say, like, because we don't really pay attention to news all that much, but we do have both sides of like news in China and news outside of China, and I think it's the same for like foreign news in China and outside of China. I think both sides are very skewed.
There's a lot of
there's fake news. So I think a lot of the news that is spread outside of China about China is largely exaggerated or just not true completely. And just like, I mean, for South Africa, like we've had Chinese people ask us about situations in South Africa and we're like, huh? That's never happened. That's not the truth. Like that doesn't happen. So I think, but we've also had Americans and people from other countries ask us the same thing. So I think it's just that news crossing the border doesn't do very well.
But also there's a lot of the same goes in China. There's a lot of fake news here about other countries. In fact, 90% of the news in China is fake.
Yeah.
And it's been orchestrated almost to paint China in a favorable light.
Yeah, scale of it all, I think you guys are just insulated from all the censorship that's going on there. It would make sense that you guys aren't aware of these issues. Yeah, I mean...
There's also that.
Yeah. But also...
Huge censorship.
Yeah, there is big censorship, obviously from news going out, but also from what we hear in China. But also the thing is, we... Just living here, we do hear the news almost firsthand, like from people themselves. And like I feel like those things would be something that we might hear about.
That have experienced it firsthand.
Yes.
It won't get out.
Yes. But I mean, yeah, China is a very interactive...
We don't know anybody that's experienced it firsthand.
Social country. The issue is the world economy is unstable, so bad news is always exaggerated. Yeah, bad news is always exaggerated. Housing, so the property, real estate market.
I mean, from the foreigners' side of things, it's not really something that we know about because it doesn't help. We can't.
Yeah. Also, I mean, we pay rent for our apartment, but other than that, we don't have much experience with the real estate market, and as foreigners. It's not an investment for us to buy.
Yes. Because even though you buy it, you actually never own it.
Yes. So, and then also, even if you buy it and you want to sell it, you can't make a profit on it, and you can't rent it out. So there's no point.
As a foreigner, you can't rent it out.
So
you also return it after 70 years. 90 years. Yeah.
But also... So
you can't leave it to anybody or...
Yeah, property is unbelievably expensive here as well. Like even just for... Like this hotel this room is tiny, but you'd probably pay in the millions just for the...
For the room.
Yeah. So property is exceptionally expensive. And I feel like for us, like we've spoken about this quite often actually, about buying property. And we've said like we could either there's a random tangent. There's a fake Venice in Hangzhou, the city we live in, where it's like a copy of Venice, and there's also a copy of Paris, which is where we live. And the fake Venice, we actually went to go look at an apartment there, and it was a really nice apartment, but it wasn't big. I think it was about 120 square meters, and it was. Do you remember, Loves? I think it was like 7.5 million RMB.
I'm sorry, I'm still washing my hands. What was that?
Do you remember the price of that Venice apartment to buy?
Oh no, but it was like, I don't know, wasn't it like 8 million RMB or something?
Yeah, and I just looked for fun. I looked at a house or an apartment in actual Venice in Italy. And it was cheaper to buy.
Oh, it's like half the price. Yeah. Even less.
Yeah. And it was literally like on the water. Well, everything's on the water in Venice, but yeah. Wait. John Ma's back. Hey, John Ma, that was quick.
Where did John Ma go?
His mom asked him to do something, I think.
No.
The issues of the world. Thanks. He sent us a link, or they sent us a link. We'll check it out.
We'll have a look.
I heard about that from Joe Rogan. They just built entire fake cities just to flex their. Yeah, the fake cities thing. I think they're just continuously building, really. And it also does seem like why it seems like everybody, although there's just so many people that you
but here a very big thing is just flexing how much money you have.
yes,
for no
that
reason.
is a big thing.
Like just people, even in lockdown in Shanghai, people were like putting out Louis Vuitton bags and Gucci handbags for their groceries to be packed into, just so that health workers can see you rich.
Yeah.
It's just, but that is a big thing.
Yeah, it's China is new money, I suppose. So they're still trying to, or from what we know of it, they're flaunting their wealth, and
Yes.
it's happened very quickly over a short period of time. So I think, yeah, but there's money.
And also these fake cities just get abandoned. There
Yes.
are huge fake cities that there's not a soul that lives there. I mean, in the fake city that we live in at the moment, and we live there for dirt cheap, and that's why we live there, because for years there was not a soul there, like nothing, nobody, and it was just falling to pieces, a brand new
Yeah,
Paris, I guess.
yeah,
And then they started to make things cheaper so that people would actually
yeah. They also built a
Move in
subway
there.
line out there because it is it's
far
quite a bit
out.
far out. And the one thing about pretty much all Chinese people is that they want to live in the city, right by a subway station. So I think the subway line is probably one of the bigger factors why most, and in the price, is why people are living there or moving there now. Hilarious. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to Never Have I Ever. What was the last
unless
one?
you have any other questions.
Yeah, unless you have other questions.
Just send them through, but
Or-
we'll carry on.
Yeah, maybe you can write them down or whatever, like just save them, and then we can try answer them. I have yet to see a U-Haul tied to a hearse. Can't take all these things with you in the end. That's true.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's quite a
I like that.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
tattoo. Yeah, maybe keep some like your questions. Thanks for the chat. Good luck, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever sent a text? Oh no. Have you ever gone? No man. Have you ever pretended to laugh at a joke you don't get?
I don't think so. I just say, oh, I didn't get that. Can you explain it? I have pretended to laugh at a joke I didn't hear.
Yes.
I do that often, like just when people are saying things. I'm sure everybody does that, where somebody will say something and then you'll ask them to repeat it, and then when they do and you don't hear it again, you're just like, no, and no idea what they said.
Yeah. We're supposed to drink. Scale over it all. Yeah. Thanks.
You don't. Let me just, because that's
Empty.
a terrible noise.
Have you ever gone surfing? Yes.
I have been surfing
Yeah.
multiple times, so I will drink.
Yeah. So I grew up on the coast, KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, or Durban, as it's actually a city, but most people just call the whole of KZN Durban. And I went to school that was literally right on the beachfront. Abby Palm asking, is everybody still under lockdown there?
It depends on where they are. So we were in hard lockdown in Sanya on our vacation, which is why we're now in quarantine in our home city, Hangzhou. But Sanya is under hard lockdown. I mean, they chartered flights out to get, there were 88,000 tourists stranded in Sanya. So every day they send a few tourists home. And we took a bus to the airport, and we were literally the only vehicle on the road. There was nothing. It is locked down like a ghost city. Shanghai.
Parts of Shanghai.
Parts
at the
of,
moment.
yeah, it's not in hard lockdown like it was a few months ago. Then it was bad. I mean, you've obviously heard, if you're asking that question, then you've obviously heard. But there are places that are in hard
I'd say
lockdown.
the majority of China at the moment is probably just tentative, not really in lockdown. Like Hangzhou, the city we're in now, our home city, is not in lockdown, but we're in quarantine because they're worried about us.
Because we came from a high risk area. Even though we don't have COVID, we have to quarantine in a government facility for 7 days before.
And we have, I think one of the amazing things about China is that, like, the COVID testing is rolled out pretty much countrywide. Like every city does it, and then like each city scales it according to what they think is necessary. So
everywhere is different.
Yeah, Sanya, we had to test every day. We had to have a test every 24 hours.
Every 24 hours. We had to stand for hours every day to be tested.
But I mean, the testing was free, and I think that's pretty cool. And I mean, the city, they sent like workers to do it. So yes, standing in the queues in the lines for hours, there's a lot of things that we really don't like about that. But other than that, it was pretty cool. And also Hangzhou at the moment is you only have to get tested every 7 days. So like they're not so worried about COVID because Hangzhou has actually just had it under control from the beginning. Really, they haven't had many cases at all. So lockdown is not necessarily something that we've experienced.
I mean, we experienced it in 2020.
Yes.
But in the city that we're currently in, lockdown, we haven't had lockdown since 2020.
Yes, and Shanghai lockdown is not something we've experienced because that was really bad. And that was probably as bad or maybe even worse than like what news gets out.
Yes.
What variant is China saying is spreading currently? US no longer has free testing. Oh, you're from the US? It's the Omicron B5 point something variant, the new strain. They're saying that's the one that's spreading, and they're saying that it came from outside of China.
As always.
So
that is another difficult thing being a foreigner in China, is that the news basically says that COVID comes from outside and foreigners have COVID. So, I mean, like at any given point, just by being a foreigner, you have COVID and you are there to like passing out because they didn't want to breathe around us. It was, we even have it in our apartment where our neighbors, not our direct neighbors, but neighbors that live in the same building as us don't want to take the elevator with us because we potentially have COVID.
Yeah. So the strain, and I mean it's not even that many cases. Although I think Sonya's got about 4,000 now, like over the whole period of time. Not in a day. But like that's from what we know of back home. Like 4,000 is not much. Like in South Africa, they were having like 100,000 in a day cases when it was bad.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, when we speak to our friends and family from back home and we tell them like, there's 1,000 cases, they laugh. They're like, what is 1,000 cases? That's nothing. And this is a country of 1 billion people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the scale is completely different.
Yeah, the scale is. And what city are you from in the US, Abby? And do you think you need testing every day still, or free testing, or do you think that it's under control? I think that testing should
be free.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think. I mean, I know you asked Abby, but I don't think that being tested every day is reasonable or necessary.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion that I don't think testing needs to be done every day. Maybe even once a week is enough.
Yeah, but I don't even think that's necessary.
Yeah, like if you feel sick, maybe get tested.
Yes.
Yeah, and to self-monitor.
The rules, like within China, we feel that 7 days is reasonable. Even though in the rest of the world, being tested once a week seems
excess,
ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think the thing is from what I understand of COVID is like it's now more or less similar to a flu. So like, I mean, Tanzan's parents have both had
We
COVID.
actually don't know anybody that lives outside of China that hasn't had COVID.
Yeah.
Like everybody has had COVID.
And it's not, I mean, your mom had a little bit of symptoms after the fact, but
Yes.
they're doing fine now. So, and they're living with it. It's not living with it like they still have it. It's just, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I think
There
it's
are
just,
some after effects for my mom, but it's nothing.
but also, I
serious.
mean, it's what we were saying earlier when we just started. It's just like what Birdie was saying, just have some common sense. And oh, she's from Texas. This was the first state to end face mask and lockdown. People were fighting against this. Okay.
Okay. I mean, yeah. In our home country, people are fighting to stop wearing masks, although they don't have to anymore. But lockdown went on too long in South Africa, and the laws were very strict for a while. So now you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I mean, like my mom does. If she goes into a mall or something, like where there are a lot of people, my mom will wear a mask. And people will come up to her and be like, why are you wearing a mask? You don't need, she was just telling us this yesterday, you don't need to wear a mask. But, you know, it's a personal choice. It's just for safety. And both my parents had COVID. My dad got it at work. And I feel like my mom just also, if my dad gets COVID again at work and it's given to her and she doesn't have symptoms, she doesn't want to make anybody else sick. So that's why.
Yeah, just be considerate of other people and just understand that like you wouldn't want someone to make you sick. So
but I mean, we have to wear masks, or I think particularly as foreigners in China we have to wear masks, but like we'll get asked even to put our mask on.
Even at teaching, when we're in class, we're told to wear masks, and it's really difficult, particularly language or actually just a teacher in general.
Yeah, but language teaching, I mean, they need to see your mouth, to see pronunciation, how you move your mouth in order to pronounce a word, and they'll be like, please wear a mask in class. So
yeah, and I sometimes struggle to breathe, depending on the make of mask. Though I struggle to breathe through a mask sometimes, and I sweat profusely, so that gets really difficult. But yeah, it seems
Bethany's from Texas.
Yes, Bethany's from Texas. Isn't Travis from? No, he's not from Texas. There's an American colleague of ours that I thought was from Texas, but he's not. This week my children and myself have had fever, sore throat, headache, etc. But most people in the States do not have insurance when we won't get tested. Oh man.
Really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know how to react.
Yeah, we hope that you guys feel better soon. And I think also you're absolutely right. In these situations, this is why I say I feel like testing should
be free.
Yeah.
I'm of the belief that healthcare should be free. And I think I understand, like in the US, basic healthcare is free, although Obamacare has been disbanded from the Trump administration. But like healthcare here in China, like we're really blessed in that way, in that testing is free, like COVID testing, and we can go get tested every day for free if we wanted to, and then actually sometimes you have to get tested every day. But like healthcare otherwise, like if we need to go to the hospital or anything, it can be cheap, but also there are so many people that you will sit in a hospital for days on end. And then if you want to do, like if you have health insurance, it's very expensive, and the hospitals that cater to foreigners are exceptionally expensive. I almost died of COVID in 2020. I was hospitalized for a week, and now I owe. Oh man.
That's terrible.
Really sorry to hear about that.
Sorry to hear that.
Really. At least you didn't die. That's, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's something that people just say, but it's no consolation. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Do you have any long-term effects?
Obamacare is not great. You have high premiums and very high deductibles.
You see, that's something that we wouldn't know.
Yeah, we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know. Do you have any long-term effects from having COVID in 2020? I mean, we have heard that it's not as bad now as it was in 2020.
Yes.
Like, people were barely surviving.
The strains are weakening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or our immune systems are just becoming used to it. That is true. I'm here for my 5 children. Wow, 5 children. You are a champion. I really, I mean, take off my hat off to you.
Yeah.
That is something. I am a child, or I'm a child of 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have 2 sisters and a brother, and I think we gave my mom a handful. Yes, depression, anxiety, migraines, it gets pretty bad.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
thank you for just joining us on the live stream and on
And
the chat.
sharing
Yeah, and sharing that. I mean,
with
that's.
us.
I went through. I feel like I'm being selfish calling it depression recently, but I was pretty down and bleak about life, and I mean, I struggled even opening up to Tanzan. It's
Yeah.
really difficult, but it is helpful.
Because the thing is, for us, it's really wearing down on us. We've been here since 2020. Actually, we haven't been home since 2019, and we haven't been able to leave since 2020, and it's difficult. It's tough, and we go through periods where we just we can't. You know, it gets really difficult. So.
Yeah, it gets really hard. And then, I mean, sometimes just being a foreigner here, we are seen as outsiders, still, even though we've lived here for 7 years. So that can also be a bit difficult, where it doesn't feel like home, and we realize every now and then that it never could feel like home, even though we wanted to make this home.
We had every intention of making this our home, but we're not welcome here. So.
Where are you now? Where is your home? We're currently in Hangzhou. It's a very big city that's about 40 minutes by train from Shanghai. It's a beautiful city, really it is. Maybe we can try and make some videos of Hangzhou or something in the future to share that. We're in Hangzhou, that's home for us now, but home where we're from is South Africa. We're from South Africa. So... and I mean, the situation in South Africa, not with COVID, just life is not pleasant for anybody there. So we're kind of up in air about where home is, really. But that's kind of why we want to do the live streaming and stuff, is to try be global citizens and just interact with people more worldwide and learn more about situations all across the world. And that's we're not really alone if you can just try reach out a little bit.
Yeah, because that's another reason why we thought we would do this live stream, is so that we don't feel so alone doing this.
Yeah, we're currently in quarantine, in a quarantine hotel, because we went on holiday to Sanya and there were lots of COVID cases, so we're not allowed to leave the room for the next 6 days. Yeah. So yeah, if there's any other questions, I think we're going to be wrapping it up soon. We've been...
Oh, that's the same question. So my vision is not very good. My eyesight is not very good.
But yeah, Abby, we thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, we hope that your kids and that you feel better soon, and that the kids' fevers drop. I mean, we don't have any kids, human kids, so we don't know, but I can just imagine it must be terrible. A friend of ours, her son has had a fever. The lowest it has been is 38
degrees.
38 degrees. It's usually around 39, and it's been 4 days in a row, and she just hasn't had any sleep, and giving him water with a dropper. So I can only imagine.
Yeah, 38 is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, that's the lowest that it's been. Yeah. Abby asked, are you able to communicate fluently with people there? Communicate enough, I guess.
Yeah, Darren can get by
Yeah.
quite easily, I think. I can't speak Chinese. In the beginning I started and I became like demotivated because I lost confidence, because I would try and speak to people and they would just be like, what? I don't understand you. And I'm like, okay. I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone after trying, so I can't speak Chinese very well. I can understand quite a bit.
Yes, Tanzan's understanding of Chinese is very good, and it's a lot from body language and context, but the confidence to speak is because the language is very difficult to learn, because it's not a Roman Greek language, or stems from Roman Greek. So the grammar and tenses, it doesn't have that, or it's completely different. And then also they have a lot of words where it's the same letters and the same tone, like the same word.
It's the same word,
but
in a
it's
different tone.
in a different tone, and it means different things. Like the word for buy and sell is my, but buy and sell have a different tone. So it's my and my. So they sound different if you can hear it, but other than that, not really.
What is it?
John Ma, do you have plans when the quarantine is over to smother our boys?
Boys, yeah, to smother our dog and rats. No, not really. We don't have plans.
Yeah.
We're starting a new job at the beginning of September. So there's that, and
Working,
yeah,
like working on our own stuff.
yeah, working on our creative pursuits. My art, Darren's photography, music.
Yeah,
That's what we always try to do.
yeah. Chinese is the most difficult language to learn, as well as the most spoken language. I think the most spoken language is English. Although
Did
Chinese is
Abby
very.
say something?
Abby said, "Sorry to
Are you
hear
able
that
to communicate? Oh,
sorry to hear what you're going through. That you're going through this. I hope your situation gets better soon."
thank you.
Thank you, Abby. I think when we're out of quarantine, we'll be fine again and back to home and back with our boys and just being able to see friends and stuff. And yeah, John Mod, Chinese is exceptionally difficult to learn, but yeah, I mean, it is also very widely spoken, and I mean, in South Africa, it's now South Africa's 13th official language, so they're also trying to teach it in South Africa. But I think that English is still the world's most widely spoken language. It's the lingua franca of the world, because business is mostly done, like interacting between countries and people is mostly done in English. But yeah, Chinese is catching up pretty quickly, and they're pretty happy about that. Yeah, we're gonna be ending the stream in about 10 minutes time. Been doing it for about 2 hours, so if you guys have any other questions, just let them come through now. And yeah, if you'd like to follow
We didn't
us.
finish our game.
No, but it's
That's
fine.
fine. We can save it for another time.
You speak English and Spanish. That's very cool.
Who's that? Is
that's
that
Abby.
Abby?
Yes, Abby.
Cool.
Spanish is also a pretty difficult language to learn, I think,
Yes.
or I've heard.
We have a Chinese friend who
Just got her master's
in Spanish, and her and her husband have moved to Spain. Yeah,
Temporarily. They're actually John. They're the friends of ours that are doing the Chinese teaching. So she got her master's in Spanish. She can speak English fluently, and she's Chinese. So and then he can speak Spanish, Chinese, and English.
His Chinese is also really excellent.
Yes, his Chinese is excellent. So
He's fluent.
when are we going live again? John is asking.
We actually, because this is our first time, we haven't even decided yet. We haven't even discussed it. But as soon as we do, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And then if you want to join us and have a chat, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, just subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That helps. Thanks, Abby, so much for subscribing. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Abby.
Yeah, and John, I'm learning Spanish. Actually, I speak Filipino, English, soon Spanish. Yeah. So you and you want to learn Chinese.
Multilingual.
Yeah, you're multilingual. But I've heard that is one of the greatest things to do to increase your brain capacity and your learning capacity is to learn languages. So you're doing an excellent job. So yeah, as I was saying, subscribe and click the notification bell. Be starting a new channel soon. Oh, please do.
And let us know as well, so we can check it out.
I've had this channel since I think I was 15. You probably would even see a photo. The first video I ever posted was me posting a dull love song guitar tutorial, and I was a little boy, and I've just never really done anything with YouTube. I've always wanted to, and there was a time for like 3 months where I tried. Oh, heavy palm. I'm not sure. I think. I tried to do YouTube for a while, and it didn't work out. But now we're trying to be more
social.
And engaging.
It's not my scene at all.
Yeah, although you're doing really well. I mean, you can let us know in the comments if you think Tanzin's doing really well. I think she's handling it a lot better than I am. But I think Tanzin's assessment of herself is always a lot harsher, or actually just our own assessment of ourselves.
I mean, I don't use social media at all, and I don't feel like I'm an outgoing person. So it's never been my thing. But Darren nagged me to join him. So
yeah, because I think it would be a lot worse if it was just me staring at a camera. You got to have beauty as well. Quick question, how were things for Americans with the whole Taiwan situation? I think just as foreigners,
the thing is that it's very difficult to it's difficult for a lot of people. They don't know where you're from.
They automatically
assume that. I mean, it happens often with us because accents, Chinese people, if their English isn't very good, they struggle to differentiate between accents. So that doesn't even help. They just see us and they assume that we're American. And then when we're like, no, we're not American, then they'll be like, oh, then you're from the UK. I mean, it must be. So foreigners in general have been taking a lot of flack and bad treatment regarding that, because it's just people assume all foreigners are American. Really, most foreigners are American.
Yeah, that's the assumption here. Kinda introverted then. We had a discussion the other day. Yes, like John was saying, you're kinda introverted, or I think you're me.
Yes. Although people really don't know. Like nobody knows. How will they know? Nobody knows, but actually underneath this facade, it's a hot mess. I am extremely introverted. I don't like this is a lot easier actually because there aren't people here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really comfortable because we're not at home, but we're at least a little bit more comfortable just being here. Yeah,
and you guys are all just lovely, so that's really nice. That also makes it a lot easier because you guys are also lovely.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried because the internet can be a place,
quite a harsh place.
This world needs prayer. So much hate lately. Oh, definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
It's something. I mean, for me, that's what I hope to inspire, like with everything that I do. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I know that Tanzin's the same. We're just to try and encourage people to be considerate of others more, and
loving.
just love and share moments of joy
and understanding.
Yeah. So I mean, those words are truer words have never been spoken. The world does need a lot of of love and kindness, and just for us to stop being so selfish and self-absorbed. So yeah, thanks. We got a couple, like 5 more minutes. At least you two can enjoy your free time in quarantine.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're trying to use it as best we can.
Do you want to?
Like,
yeah. Tanzan's been designing some. Here in the US, there has been lots of violence against Asian people.
Yes.
Yeah, there was Asian hate. From what we know and can hear or see of the US, there's a lot of violence towards all people,
Yeah.
but mostly people of color.
But yes, we
Yeah.
know that there was a big anti-Asian hate movement,
Yeah.
even here.
Yeah. If you're bored, you should do live again. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll. People just assume all Asians are Chinese. Yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of Chinese people assume all Asian people are Chinese.
Yeah, or they assume all foreigners are American. Yeah, we do a lot of assumptions as humans, which is not a smart thing. But yeah, oh yeah,
What is
Tanzan and
it?
we've cried over that
What is
news,
it?
the mass shootings.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
both of us just in tears.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, and I've written a few, like, I don't know.
We just don't. I just. It's very difficult to come to terms with the fact that it is 2022 and like this is the state of the world.
Mm.
So
I'm glad. I'm hoping you're doing what I think you're doing. But Tan's going to maybe show you guys some of the artwork she's been working on while in lockdown.
I don't really want to. How do you lock this again so that I don't draw all over it?
I can't remember.
I don't know if my art is a good thing to be showing on a screen because you can't see the details.
Yeah, the glare's a bit. Let me see if I can help that a little bit.
I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, that's what I'm doing. A series now of female artists. I just don't want to draw on this.
I can't remember how you lock it.
Female artists from around the world. And then I've also just been working on some
Yeah, Frida
patterns.
Kahlo. That's you don't have the earrings. Tanzan loves Frida, and has like a T-shirt and earrings and everything.
And this is just a pattern that I worked on. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm busy at. That's what I'm busy with at the moment. I'm just trying to like get some
Stuff
out of me. I mean,
Make one of Selena.
you mean Selena the musician?
I have just screenshot it. Wait. You can find her artwork on Instagram. Her Instagram handle is Theophany by Tanzan. You can actually just search Tanzan. She was a famous Tex-Mex singer. Her music is amazing.
Yes, Selena, yes. Jennifer Lopez played her, right?
In a movie.
Yes.
Let me just add here text. I'm gonna add Tanzan's Instagram handle so you guys can see. Oh no, I think it's at Theophany. Tanzan or Art? Also, Theophany is spelled wrong. Theophany.
Let's see. I can't see, so.
Oh, because of that in the way.
Yeah. So I don't know if they can see.
Yeah, Theophany
My
by
sugar
Tenzin.
is high. I need to take some insulin.
There we go. Okay. Let's go 48. Okay. There we go. So there's Tanzin's Instagram handle for her art if you guys want to check it out. And yeah, just follow us on the channel.
Although I haven't posted anything in a while because I'm not very good at that sort of thing, but I am planning on getting better at it. So
Yeah, well, I think you're excellent, and also that's where we start. John says he'll check it out, and Abby screenshot it. Yeah, awesome. Thanks. I mean, just
thank you.
hope you enjoy. And Abby, please be sure to subscribe, but also just so that you can let us know when you start your channel. We'll check it out.
We'll check it out.
And John Mark, keep on with the languages. That's pretty cool.
The list of languages.
Yeah, the list of languages. Wow. That's really cool. We're going to be saying goodbye. So anybody else who maybe hasn't commented or anything, we thank you for joining us live from lockdown. It's actually been pretty good, pretty fun. And all the commenters and people participating have made it really cool.
Yes.
So we'll definitely will be doing this again soon.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
And yeah, we'll just put it up, a notice on the channel, and if you can check out on the YouTube channel, there's a link tree which gives a link to the Instagram and all that kind of stuff, so you'll be able to see there as well. Thanks so much.
Abby says,
Abby, I will do. I'm just so embarrassed.
girl. Same. No, I want, like, the thing is that I would be the first person to tell you, don't be embarrassed. Like, you know, that's amazing. Good for you that you're starting your own YouTube channel. Like, it takes a lot of guts and courage, and I take my hat off to you. But at the same time, I'm exactly the same. Like, I also I feel embarrassed just letting you guys know, or Darren letting you know where to find my art. Same.
John says he'll wait for our next live.
I usually I wouldn't even do what you're doing, Abby, commenting on a live. I'm the kind of person who just sits there silently and watches, because I don't even want to comment. Like, I don't even want to say anything. So yeah. But thank you very much, guys. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna leave you and
probably have to collect our dinner.
Yes, yeah.
Soon. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us, and yeah,
even though we just ate.
Yeah, but they bring us tips. Just start. Don't think about failing. Yeah, that's excellent. There we go. Put that on a shirt. Yeah, Abby, John said it. Just start. Just do it. That's the only advice, really. The best advice you need.
Yes, there's
just
someone
do
at
it.
the door.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. You guys are lovely.
Yeah, and hope to see you again.